Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Divinely Empowered Media Show. I'm so glad to be here once again, and I'm your host, Anastasia Hay. And there's a specific proverb that really, spoke to my heart today because we're talking about small beginnings. A lot of times people want to run away from the small beginnings, but the small beginnings are the stepping stone to your greatness. And so Proverbs 13:11 lets us know that dishonest money that is gained dwindles away, but money that's gathered little by little becomes plenty. And so I want you to really take note of this and understand where I'm coming from. That if you are someone that has big dreams, God has rested something strong upon your heart to, like, whatever. It could be starting a business, could be opening up your own salon, your boutique, or even starting a ministry, whatever the case may be. I just want to let you know, don't be afraid to start. A lot of times people get inspired by their neighbors or get inspired by these top leaders that are well known and well established and very successful. And they get intimidated. They're like, they're there. How can I get there? But we have to understand that a lot of these well-known popular leaders that are successful, they have a back-end story. They have somewhere where they started at first. And if they didn't take the leap of faith, if they didn't start, they wouldn't be where they are today. Well known. And so I want to encourage you today, if you are stagnant in growing, if you are procrastinating, this is your time to really take a leap of faith and say, you know what, God, I feel this urge. I feel this urge, and I'm not going to ignore it any longer. I'm going to take even just a small step and then allow God to lead the rest. So small beginnings. What does it mean to start small? Working with the resources you already have. When I started, I was so nervous. I was thinking to myself, who would care about styling? Who would care about fashion? I mean, I was all different types of crazy thoughts was going through my mind, but I was saying, you know what? I love this. I have a passion for this. And I started small. And my beginning was in a clothing store. I worked in a clothing store. I worked in retail. And that was my small beginning. And I got to experience what it's like to connect and conversate with people who have fashion dilemmas, who are going through their own personal dilemmas behind the scenes when they're not at work, when they're not in front of their friends. They're going through their own insecurities. And so I got a chance to step out of my comfort zone, step out from me, because, I'm used to dressing myself and doing my own makeup and doing my own hair. But I'm like, there are other women like me with different body shapes, different fashion personalities, different interests, different dislikes, different likes. And I'm like, I need to step away from me because what may work for me may not work for someone else. And so that's where my small beginnings started. And I'm grateful that I began because it led me to my entrepreneurship journey. It led me to me having my business. But if I didn't start, I wouldn't have known. Small beginnings give you the opportunity to experience, to gain experience. When you talk about going to a job interview, we look at resumes, right? A lot of times the hiring manager looks at your resume and they want to see why should they hire you? Where are you coming from? What's your background? Everything from your education to where you worked previously and all that good stuff. So think about it like as your resume. God allows us to build up our resume, our spiritual resume, build up our character, shift our mindset. He trains us. Consider your small beginning to be your preparation. You're preparing for what is ahead of you. You're preparing for the big things. The small beginnings, I just want to let you know, leads to impactful transformations. Think about all the testings that you've been through in life. We've all experienced many obstacles, challenges, and testings, and eventually we look back and we came out of it. Now it's just a distant memory. And now we're able to share our experience. And then for some of you who go to church, you're able to share your testimony. You get up, the microphone is given to you, you're able to stand up and let the pastor know, the congregation know that, hey, this is what I've been through, but this is what God has brought me out of. And it becomes a testimony. So these small beginnings is testing grounds for us. It's preparation for the great things ahead. And another thing I want to talk about is being a soulpreneur. A lot of times, people feel a little bit intimidated when it comes to going to networking events, and they feel like being a solopreneur is like, oh my gosh, I'm a person of many hats, and that person has like 5 people on their team. Don't be ashamed of it. That's a part of your beginning as well. And so what? So what if you're someone that wears many hats and you could do many things? That's okay. It all boils down to discipline and time management. If you can master those 2 things, you'll be able to do a lot of things with your business. You don't have to instantly hire someone to do something for you. Starting off in business is very, very, very expensive. And so you'll have all different types of sharks coming to you. And trust me, I'm a witness of this. I used to jump on these different workshops and webinars and networking events, and these sharks were coming. They were attacking. They're like, hey, well, I have this, and I believe this will be good for you, and they give you your price. When you're starting off as an entrepreneur, you're starting your first business for the very first time, and you're getting your feet wet, you don't have access to capital, instantly. And so you have to find means and ways to be wise with your finances. Some of you may have your 9 to 5. When I was working in retail, God blessed me to leave retail in 2022 to become a full-time personal stylist. But when I was working in retail, I didn't spend time shopping for clothes at the stores that I worked at. When I saw my coworkers, the moment they get their paycheck, they were shopping for the latest, collection that we received. I was saving my money. I was throwing that in my savings account because what I was seeing, I was envisioning my future. I was saying, I'm leaving this place. I'm leaving retail. And I'm going to go do something that I actually love on my own terms. I'm going to be my own boss. And so when all my colleagues will come to me and say, Anastasia, you never shop, you never buy anything. And every time you come to work, you're always wearing a different brand. You never wear the brand of the clothing brand of our store. I'm like, I'm just a worker. Are you guys going to pay my bills? Are you guys going to pay for my dreams? Are you going to invest in me? Obviously not. You're just giving me a paycheck. So why am I going to take that paycheck you gave to me to spend on you? That makes no sense. So what I'm getting from you, I'm going to go back and give it back to you. That makes no sense. You got to be wise with your finances. That's another thing I want to bring across when you're starting off in your small beginnings. Be very strategic on how you spend your money, how you spend your time, and also how you appropriate yourself as an individual, especially if you're a solopreneur. Plan out your day. What are your goals? And so I have people ask me, they're like, how do you do it? How do you do it all? How do you do it? It's like, nope. Listen, there's ways. I love technology. Technology can be a pain sometimes. But I feel like in this modern age that we're living in, you have so much access to resources, and then AI is definitely something that's popular. And I'm not saying to solely depend on AI, but I'm just saying technology has advanced so much in ways that you as a solopreneur have no excuse of why you cannot succeed, of why you can't, get up and make something of your day, of why you can't create a website, or of why you can't, market yourself on social media. There's so many resources that you can have access to without spending thousands and thousands of dollars in your beginning stage. Now, as you continue to grow and expand, you're going to find yourself wanting to hire a team or hire a virtual assistant to help you with more of those tasky things, and then eventually you're going to want to expand to something else. So a lot of times entrepreneurs, when they're starting off small, as they get more comfortable with their business and they're seeing things light up for their business, they get to expand into other regions. And so this is where it's important to hire someone to help you with those extra stuff, like posting on social media. But what I want to bring before your attention is take advantage of different platforms that can automate your social media. So if you are a solopreneur and you're starting off small and you want to be able to show up, you want to build up your brand, your reputation, you want people to know about you. Firstly, you want to have time for networking. Networking is so important. And if you're not taking the time to connect with other, business owners, it kind of limits you. So networking is important. So it's good to just plan out your week. What am I doing on Sunday? Maybe Sunday you're spending time with family. Fine. What are you doing on Monday? Get yourself a calendar, whether it's digital or physical. I like both physical and digital. And begin to plan out your week. Mondays, I'm focusing on this. Tuesday, I'm focusing on that. Wednesday, I'm focusing on the next thing. Thursday, Friday, and so forth, and plan accordingly. And then you will notice that you will have more ease. You won't be able to come up with all these different excuses of why you can't show up for your business, why you can't show up for yourself, why you can't start. So put aside your fear, put aside your anxiety, and get started. Don't be ashamed of your small beginnings. Your small beginnings is something that you get to share with other people that didn't start as yet. And they're going to need you to set that example. You're going to be a role model for these individuals who may feel like, you know what, what's the point? They've been working at McDonald's most of their life. They saw their mom and dad work at McDonald's, and now they're following their footsteps. You will be that person to say no. If this is the dream that you have, if this is what you aspire after, start. You want to believe how many people I've come across who are just waiting. What are they waiting for? Oh, I'm just waiting for my dad to approve of me. I'm just waiting for Big Pops to tell me it's okay. Really? What did he say? Well, he said he'll think about it. 5 years later. Oh, he's still thinking about it. People are just waiting. Oh, I'm waiting for my last check to come. Last check comes, they go use it on something else. Don't wait. Life is short. Life is short, and our days are numbered. Some people are living till 80, some are living to 50, some are living to 90. I pray for long life for all of us in the name of Jesus, but I'm just saying that our days are numbered. So instead of sitting down waiting, get started. Go on your knees and pray to the Lord and ask him, God, what step can I take now? I shared with you my story, my experience. I started with retail. I said, okay, let me get into that fitting room and let me start helping some customers, build up my reputation, build up my experience. And little by little, God helped me to climb up the ladder as I was gaining more knowledge about what it takes to be a fashion expert out there in the world, so that when I start working with my clients one-on-one, I can charge the prices that I want to charge, but I'm still giving them the benefits that they need because I've already been there. I've seen the ropes with the top-notch companies, So find out what are the initial steps that you need to take now, and take it. Don't worry about the cost. For some of you, I'm telling you, like literally, sometimes 1 hour sleep. 1 hour sleep. I was so determined. I'm sitting up in my bed. I'm like, I'm going to get this website done. I created my website from scratch, everything. 1 hour sleep. I was just that determined. Now, I'm not telling you to miss out on your rest. In the last couple of episodes, I talked about health and getting your sleep and taking care of this physical body. But I just want to let you know, in the beginning stage, it's going to take sacrifice. It's going to require of you to sacrifice something, whether that's rest, whether that's time, whether that's telling your friends, listen, I can't hang out with you on the weekends anymore, or I can't be on the phone on log hours with you like I used to. I have a goal to work towards. But it's going to require some form of sacrifice. And if you're not willing to make the sacrifice, then I guess this is just not for you. But if you are willing to make the sacrifice, then I would say that it's worth it. It's worth fulfilling your dreams. It's worth being all that God wants you to be. It's worth fulfilling your destiny. It is worth it. So begin now. We're going to go ahead and take a short break. All right, we're back again. So we're talking about small beginnings. So something I want to share with you is some different resources that I've utilized, and I want to share them with you. I do not get paid by these companies, and this is just merely my opinion, but I still wanted to at least bring it to your awareness so that if you are currently in a place where you're just stuck, and you just can't seem to figure out how you're going to put two together, maybe you want to build your website, or maybe you're working with a budget. You got your mortgage to pay, you got your light bill to pay, food prices are high, so you got to focus on groceries, and it's like you're limited on when it comes to your expenses. These platforms that I've utilized, I find them to be very helpful, and I still use them up until now, because I just feel like it just helps to streamline my workflow. And this is something I want to bring to your attention. Don't be ashamed, once again, of wearing many hats and being gifted at doing many different things. And as you grow and climb up the ladder, you can always work with someone or partner up with someone. And it's really important. Another thing before I touch base on that, because that's where I'm leaning towards in my life right now. I want to encourage folks to really be careful of who you are hiring, who you're allowing to be on your team, because not everybody can be trusted. And make sure that those that you're hiring, they see the vision. They see the vision. They see where you're going, and they are talented. They're not just people that are just depending solely on AI to do everything, but these folks are talented. Like, they're good when it comes to marketing. They're good when it comes to creativity, especially when it comes when it goes down to your post, when you're posting your social media. Listen, the market is so crowded, especially on social media, on Instagram especially. You want to be able to stand out. And so you want to make sure you're hiring people. If you're going to delegate certain tasks to a different set of people, you want to make sure that they are gifted, because AI is literally being used for everything. And I still believe in the power of human beings. Like, I still believe in the creativity of human beings. Like, no matter how much robots are out there, no matter how, advanced these robots are, I honestly don't believe they can replace humans. And so, look for people who are experts and gifted at their craft, and they can do a phenomenal job, so that if you step away from your business and decide to go travel or do something else, you know that you are putting your business in good hands. So I just wanted to share that with you real quick. So let's talk about the platforms that I enjoy using, is Buffer. As I said before, I do not get paid by these companies. I'm not advertising for them. This is just my own experience and why I enjoy it. So Buffer, I love to use Buffer because you can literally connect all your social media platforms: LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all of it. They just recently brought out YouTube. And you can, the same post that you're creating, Canva. I love Canva, by the way. Anytime I get into Canva, it's like I get lost. Like, I forget about the time. I get into my creative zone, and I have such a fun time. And that's another thing I want to say. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, it's not for you. If you're just doing it for the money, I say get out of it quickly. You got to love what you do, because even if you don't make money the first quarter, at least you will still be passionate about what you're doing, and you'll continue the journey. So when I get into Canva, I get into my zone, and I get creative and everything. And so I create a specific post for all those social media platforms. And good thing about with Buffer helps you to create a caption too. So you can just put in a few keywords like, I'm talking about the latest meal that I cook. Maybe you're into, the food industry, and you enjoy cooking and baking cookies and all that stuff. And maybe you have a food blog. Literally, you can go onto Buffer, and it's free. They do have, the upgraded version, of course, if you want to add more channels, but it's free to use for 3 channels. And you can just simply put in your keywords, take that post that you created in Canva, upload it to Buffer. And then there's a field where it asks you, what would you like to write about? And it'll help you to create a caption, an engaging caption. And so I find that to be really amazing. So you put in the keywords, it gives you the caption, and then boom. And then you connect it to all those social media platforms. You choose the best time. And something I want to bring to you, new beginners, like, pay attention to your analytics. As you're posting consistently, I want you to pay attention to your analytics, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. Pay attention to your analytics because your insights is going to tell you the best time to post. So when you go into Buffer, you're able to schedule the post at the time that's more effective or the time that you get the most engagement. And you're able to schedule it and automate it. And then next thing you know, you're in your bed, you're sleeping, and everything is being sent out for you. So you wake up, maybe you schedule it for 12 o'clock, it's out there, you already have likes on it. So that's another platform I wanted to share with you. Buffer is amazing, especially for those of you who are starting out small. You're in your beginning stage and you're like, I'm not ready to hire anybody as yet. I'm still trying to figure this out. Utilize that resource. It's very, very helpful. Next one that I want to bring to your attention is HubSpot. As I said before, not getting paid by these companies. I'm just sharing my experience. HubSpot is another great platform to utilize. For those of you who are not familiar with CRMs, this is a hub that you can basically create landing pages, websites. You can send out email campaigns. When you build up your email list, this is where your finances is going to this is where your sales is going to take place. These people that are signing up for your newsletter or signing up for your freebie, with HubSpot, you're able to, wherever you have gotten their contacts from, whether that's from a Facebook ad, and that's going to be a different conversation for next time, but whether that's from a Facebook ad or from Eventbrite, maybe you did an event, a virtual event, you are able to export these contacts and import it into HubSpot. And you can send out your email campaigns to these individuals and continue to build relationships and nurture them about what you offer, So that's something I wanted to bring to your attention. So keep a note of that, HubSpot and Buffer. So Buffer is all about you being able to automate your posts. And then HubSpot is where you can go to, send out your emails, create your newsletters, create your landing pages, even forms. I mean, it's phenomenal. Another resource, and I'm giving you a third resource and then I'm done. A third resource that I enjoy using as well is Canva. Of course, I already mentioned it, but Canva, I love Canva because there's no limitation. You can literally create your webinars, you can create your presentations, you can create, ebooks. There's so many things that you can create from Canva. And the benefit to Canva is that it already has pre-made templates for you. So if you're someone that's not all that creative, or maybe you don't even know where to begin, or you're new to technology, Canva already has templates made for you. All you have to simply do is just choose the best template that resonates with your business or your brand, change the colors, replace the font or replace the word with your context and go from there. So those three resources, Buffer, HubSpot, and Canva, are perfect for beginners. So take advantage of those resources and put aside the excuses and get started on your dreams. Get started on your entrepreneur journey. It is worthwhile. So for those of you who are interested, maybe you're aspiring to be an entrepreneur, or maybe you are somewhere in the middle of your business and you just want more exposure. Here at Divinely Empowered Media, we offer so many resources for Kingdom entrepreneurs who not only want the exposure, but they also want to share their story. They also want to make a change in the world. We're living in a dying world, and things are only getting worse, not better. And so the change starts with us. Us being behind the closed doors and complaining is not going to make the change. Here at Divinely Empowered Media, we're all about spotlighting Kingdom entrepreneurs. We're all about sharing impactful stories. Do you have a story? Do you want to make a change? Are you a business owner? This is the place where you need to be. Everything from magazine features to being a guest on my show to networking events is what we offer at Divinely Empowered Media. I'm so excited. So if you're interested in learning more, head over to my website at www.divinelympoweredmedia.com, and also follow me on social media at Divinely Empowered Media. You don't want to miss out. So I hope you found this show to be educating and resourceful. Take advantage of everything that I shared with you and get started on your dreams. Don't procrastinate. Don't waste any more time. God has great things in store for you, but you got to take that step. God bless you all, and I'll see you soon. Divinely Empowered Magazine. So this is your go-to source for inspiration, empowerment, and success stories tailored for ambitious Christian women and men in business.
And so our magazine is dedicated to showcasing powerful stories, insightful tips, and practical advice to help you thrive in both your personal and professional life. You can also preview to see some of the pages. We have a variety of different editions, magazines for men, magazines about fashion, about lifestyle. So the good thing about it is that we offer our digital edition and our printed edition. Now, as I said before, if you want to get featured on the Divinely Empowered Media, all you simply have to do is click on the link and fill out the application. So you will click on this link and it will take you over to a form. You will fill out the form, put all the necessary details that's being asked of you. And then we will look over it, schedule an appointment, and then we will get your photos and your story and all that amazing things and get you featured. Lastly is our events, okay? So every Wednesday and every first Tuesday of the month, we have our virtual summits as well. So if you've been seeking for various networking events to connect with other Christians, and maybe you've had a very challenging time meeting someone who talks about Jesus and, is doing business to build up God's kingdom, this is the place. There's no challenge to the game. You come right here and be able to connect with other kingdom entrepreneurs. You don't have to be on this journey alone. We're here together to work together as a team and to unite and build up God's kingdom and make a dynamic change in the world. So you'll be able to save your spot. What you can expect at the Empower and Connect virtual networking event for kingdom entrepreneurs is you'll be able to engage with like-minded entrepreneurs. You'll be able to expand your network, most importantly, because networking is so important, but it's all about who you're networking with too. We will have guest speaker insights. So this could be you. You sign up for that featured speaker form and you could be one of our guest speakers. We also have our breakout sessions where you'll be able to participate in focused discussions on topics that matter to your business growth and spiritual journey. We have practical resources. So as I said before, this is so important for startups. If you are an emerging entrepreneur, or maybe you were just starting your business, you got this big idea, but you need some help with navigating through it and creating a sustainable and successful business. So this is the best time for you to come to these events so that you're able to get these business tips and strategies and all these necessary resources to take your business to the next level. Also, another thing that I want to briefly share with you is our sponsorship opportunities. Empower, change, and become a sponsor today. And this is perfect for business owners who are passionate about empowering Christian entrepreneurs and supporting their journey in business and beyond. So if you want to make a meaningful impact while gaining exposure for your brand or organization, we invite you to collaborate with us. Becoming a sponsor for Divinely Empowered Media is an incredible opportunity to demonstrate your commitment to empowering Christian business leaders and connecting with a diverse and transformational audience. Why should you sponsor with us? You'll be able to amplify your brand firstly, build credibility, engage directly, and expand your network. Sponsorship benefits includes brand visibility, where we will have your logo and brand featured on our website, social media, and event materials. Marketing opportunities includes mentioning you in our magazine, podcast, and our email campaigns. Exclusive engagements, such as opportunities to engage with our audience through sponsorship content, interviews, and speaking slots is another benefit that you'll receive when you become a sponsor here at Divinely Empowered. So all you have to simply do is book your sponsorship call and we will have a conversation and go over additional details. And also, if you want to stay updated with all of the latest news and be able to stay along the journey and don't miss out on anything, you can subscribe to our newsletter so that we're able to update you on the events that we will have coming up.